part 6 of my Pester in Action series. This video, I'm going to focus on using Pester with SQL Server. I'm going to pull my script up, and we're going to dive right into this. So, SQL system tests. So here we go. In this case, I'm validating the folder structures are in place for my SQL Server. Actually, I kind of got a simple test here. This should do this. Actually, how I should have done these. This must be an older test case that I pulled on these ones, but no big deal. So nothing crazy, right? Just make sure folders exist. Is SQL Server installed? In this example, I'm literally just testing for the service. It should not be null and empty. It's a pretty good way to know if SQL is there or not. Is SQL Server running? Yes, it is. And is the correct password in place? I thought about adding this one, but on just with the password being inconsistent and changing so much between systems, not having a standard one set, I've kind of opted to not implement it. But for now, I just have a pending status, which basically makes it show gray in my list. And I probably could just trim this guy entirely. In fact, I'm just going to go and drop this guy. It only makes sense. And staring at it. Okay. So here's the first time I actually execute some SQL. Invoke SQL command, select version. So I'm testing the version number to make sure it's the version that I expect this environment to have. And it's executing it against the trusted connection on the default instance and whatever default database, just execute the command. And if you're doing any SQL and PowerShell work, you're already familiar with this command. And in this case, the results are in column 1. So I'm just checking the value of column 1, make sure it matches this. Here is an important one that I need in my environments, because I got a development environment where we do lots of cloning. I've got lots of machines with SQL Express on it, and in this case, I've ran issues where the server name variable does not match the host name. Well, you only get bit by that so many times before you actually put in a test to verify that. So we're literally just asking SQL, hey, what do you think the name of the server is? And then we come back and say, it should be the same as the computer name that the environment has. And if it doesn't, this test fails. So when I run into this issue and I click this test, this here will highlight right away that somebody renamed a box or cloned a box with SQL Express and never went into SQL itself to fix the name in it. It's one of those things that works until you realize it isn't working, especially if you have your own scripts that rely or expect the server name variable to actually have the computer's name. Very easy to fix. We just got to realize we need to do it. I have examples here where I'm verifying SQL accounts actually have they have authentication in SQL. Not necessarily security yet, but just that do these accounts exist in a way they can authenticate to the box, which basically boils down to I'm invoking a SQL command that's I either pulled from the web or wrote myself, or even maybe the DBA team, give you a series of queries that you need to execute, and you're testing for either any results. So let's say should not be null or empty. It's in this case looking for this user and trying to match them. That's a very easy, quick test to do, and we then know that my SQL users have authentication access. I have the same situation here with let's say a report user. SQL, select from server principals, or name equals report user, should not be null or empty. Context SSRS. This is a great one for you guys with people installing SSRS on their own. The first quick check is the service installed? Get the service. Should not be null or empty. Simple enough. In this environment, I have SSRS running as a network service, and so I need to use my get WMI object, and that allows me to use the start name to pull what the network service is. So here we're validating that we're using network service, and the important thing is there's a couple ways to change the login account for a service, but if you do it like you would any other service for reporting services, you're doing it wrong. So heads up, if you need to change the login account, you should use the reporting services configuration tool. Because if you don't, there's a few things that SQL is not going to do or know to do. And that's where a couple of these tests come into place, is that if you change through the services what starts SSRS, you may forget to give that user or that account authentication access in SQL. So if your service, in this case network service, can't authenticate to SQL, some things aren't going to work. Another one is there is a role that gets added and attached, which is the RS exec role on the reporting server database. It's a bit more of a complicated query, right? A little bit more going on here, but we don't necessarily have to dive into it. The important thing is we are testing for this role to exist on this account, right? I've shoved it into a here string where I got my quotes up here, and the end of my here string always has to be on its own line by itself over here. So that's what my SQL statement is. And then down below, we invoke that SQL statement on the report server database, and it should return a result if it's configured properly. So that's one where if somebody's changing the service names on you, I mean, a lot of things look like they're working pretty well until until they don't. I think if you're doing something like scheduled reports, this becomes really important. I don't know all the ins and outs of when these extra details cause issues, but I now have a way to validate the operational state of my SQL servers, where I require certain accounts to be there or certain configurations for SSRS. And the beauty of it is, these can be any SQL commands that we need ran. So if you want to do some data sanity checks, some look up tables to make sure values, I don't know what you want to add. And like I said, maybe it's something the DBA gives you a handful of scripts. In fact, I might pull together an example in another video where I take maybe like a SQL audit script and break it into pieces and pull it out to Pester. That sounds like that might be a fun approach. So one little trick I do is I push and pop the directory on my test. You probably noticed at the very beginning, right? I push the directory, and I run these, and then I pop the directory to go back to it. And I do that because when I invoke the SQL command, wherever I do it first here, whenever I invoke, the first time I invoke this, it loads the SQL PS module, and for whatever reason, it creates a new SQL Server drive and changes context or changes into that drive. I don't like that so much, just because, yeah, I lose where I'm at, right? The change happens, I don't know to see it. So the trick I do to get around it is to pop the directory when I'm done, and then, well, I should say, I pop the directory when I start, push it, pop it, and that would put me right back to whatever my working directory was when the script started. Same thing applies to Active Directory. There's an Active Directory drive that will pop in place sometimes. You can push the directory and then pop it again to get back exactly where you were. So with that, I'm going to just cut this video short and then jump into the next video right after this.